Alright, hello everybody. Welcome back to a bit more Kerbal Space Program. Today, it is late in the day, so I'm gonna keep this to a reasonably short one. Or at least a simple one, I should say at any rate. Today, I think we're going to make a bit of money. More than double, in fact, the money that we've got at the moment, although probably not by the time we've actually built the thing. We're going to take a nice, simple contract. We're going to bring 32 tourists, which is admittedly a lot, to the hotel. I believe with the amount of people that are on board, I believe there are 8 crew plus 2 scientists, and I believe we should be able to fit everybody on. If not, we can always leave the crew transport dock to it temporarily if we have to. In fact, I might even do that. I might even make it re-enterable so we can use it to bring back a group of people if we need to, because we will probably get contracts for that. So, 32-person lander. Oh boy. We've built big landers before, in a sense, when we built Space Jank. I don't know that we built one this big. That's our biggest crew core. The actual biggest that holds a reasonable amount of people, I believe, is this. What's the diameter of our biggest crew transport module? 2, 1. Oh, it's an airlock. Oh. Right. That's if I set the search thing right. 4, 5. At a reasonably low profile. That's somewhat inflated. 4. That's not great profile. Okay, so we get 5 in one of these. So I would guess that's probably our best bet. Unless we've got one that's like a lower profile that holds a lot still. That holds 2. I think this is probably a good bet. So what we're going to want to do, I think, is probably be our first craft that will be built around a bit of a sort of central truss. Central spines. This will actually be good sort of practice for later with the colony ship. Although we're not actually going to be able to build them directly onto the spine, we're going to have to do this. Yeah, this is how we're going to build it. We need, what was it, 32? We have 4, 15, so 19. So another 15 would be, oh Jesus. Nope. Hang on. 4, 30, so 34? Really? Is that it? 15 times 2. Yeah, okay. That was easy. Right. Do we have that central girder? If not, we're going to need to connect something to it. Take this off for a sec. But yes, the reason we're putting that girder down the centre is A, to have something to bolt these onto, and B, so we can actually get a node out the bottom of it that's in the middle. We are going to have to use struts to hold this thing in shape. But that shouldn't be too bad. So, I'm actually not so sure about the re-entry thing now, but again, we don't really have to re-enter the tourists at the moment, so we could just do a... If we do a docking port on both ends, then we could dock another ship to it in future, potentially. So we'll do that. We're going to want perhaps some kind of structure module perhaps at the bottom. To sort of at least make it look like it reconnects. Yeah, that would maybe do it. That's quite large, actually, that. Is that a pressurized crew tube? We could probably use one of those, right? Yeah. I have to drag that up. Drag that a little bit, and then we'll drag struts off of this onto these to hold it together. Right. Then we'll have our docking port on there. And we will also require... Oh, I could change that. I didn't even know I could do that. I'll change this to metal like we normally do. Metal, metal, metal. Metal. We shall simply... Actually, let's look at what our name for this would be. So if I'm a little bit quiet, is it a little late? It would be the SSO2... SSO1... SP? What was SP? What? Not sure. Oh, Space Probe. We'll call it... We'll do the... I guess it'll be the R14. R14 Space Bus. Given that is effectively what it is. Not Space Bus. Space Bus. Right. So, we have our crew capacity. That is the main thing. In fact, we have 2 extra, which is good because we'll probably want a pilot for this at least. Probably won't need an engineer, so we'll just settle for a pilot for now. Should be held in place nice and solidly. We will need fuel. Can we put fuel in this thing? No, it's just visual. Okay, effectively, or structural anyway. That'll do it. I don't know how they get through that, but they do. We could just go 4 terriers, perhaps. We do have to be a little careful not to... Okay, no, the terriers are better, or pugs even. 10-minute, hang on, 10-minute burn time. We probably don't want 10-minute burn time on a... Yeah, 4-minute burn time, that's fine. I believe these are a bit less efficient, but again, for the sake of burn time and usability and all that good stuff. Oh, we're also going to need a small tube to have this docking port not be behind the engines, just to make sure it doesn't get caught. Or rather, isn't somewhere where we can't even use it. Metal. We will also want some kind of SAS. Is that right? Yeah. In fact, we'll do gyroscopes. That makes perfect sense for a craft like this. To turn it. And we're also going to need monopropellant thrusters for docking. And we'll also need fuel tanks for that. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think they come with any. We'll go with you guys. Use monopropellant. Right, yeah. I always get a little bit uncertain on this because I've had at points mods that use liquid fuel for the RCS, and I always get a little bit like, got to check I haven't accidentally put those on it and I'm not using the wrong thing. And we will need some RCS tanks. Leave those, yeah, we want the longer ones of those if we've got them. No. Which fuel do these hold? 20. Not much. Tell you what. Strap a few on. Yeah, there we go. Want to be the company that's to tool those tanks. Right. That should be a reasonable amount for docking. But we're going to, now I think about it, considering what I've said before about not building too small and underbuilding, we're going to double up. Okay. Especially since the thrusters probably won't be tremendously powerful, given this thing's going to be heavy. Alright, so that is our tourist bus. So we're a little bit careful using the engines when we're moving away from the station. Should be nice and solid. Can we repaint this for the looks? Yeah, that looks better. In terms of aerodynamics, we'll probably just launch this. I don't believe we have a payload fairing big enough for all that. I am lying, we do. Why not? But I think I will need to put an actual decoupler in there anyway. Yeah, hang on. Get all that. Yeah. Right, decoupler. This might be one of the heaviest rockets we've built so far. Oh, yeah, what's our limitations? Mass. Parts is 250. Mass, who knows? Some. I'm sure that's a perfectly fine amount of information for a space program to have about their own launch capabilities. They can launch something. Right. Oh, power. We're going to use fixed panels for the simple sake of reducing the chance of things breaking. Put that there, and we'll put another one under there. Line those up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Looks alright. Oh, and some batteries, I guess, just in case it doesn't have any. Which is unlikely, but possible. We'll go 3. It's really bad in there. We'll do 3 there. It's fine. It's fine. Right, so take a couple of those. That burns. Yeah, we've got 1700 Delta V, so if we just give this about 3.5, 4K to get it into orbit, that should be plenty. How exactly we're going to do that, I don't quite know, because I don't know what we have engines-wise. Corky would do an upper stage, potentially, if we get it high up. What about that one? It is monopropellant, but it's straining from the wrong stage? Huh? Am I missing something here? No? Okay. Weird. Mammoth will absolutely do it, but that's overkill. Well, hang on. Ah, there we go. That's what we want. And then we'll have a decoupler. Like I said, this might be quite expensive, but they're paying us 1.2 million for what is technically a very easy mission in a lot of ways. So, you know, we can afford to spend out a bit. This. Oh. Let's go to lie. I thought that was bigger than that. What are we up to? We're up to 1.5, so we need about 2k to get this thing off the ground. Will that do it? Yep. It is not a particularly... I hope I did have the right number at least. Let's also just drop this down a little bit so we're in the right place. It is not a tremendously sophisticated space bus, but for what it is worth, it should work. And that is often the way. It's one of my... I don't know if I've actually said it in this playthrough, but one of my absolute biggest tips for building your rocket is keep it simple where you can. Strapping on extra boosters, if they're just wobbly and they're just going to fall off or cause problems, won't help. If it looks like a rocket, it will probably work better than something that does not. Even if your idea of what a rocket looks like is very basic, it's still probably... You know, you'll probably, again, will have something a little more like something that looks like one probably than you will the one that doesn't. Now, I believe there's a docking port open, so we should be able to dock this and... I didn't load the crew. We might have to. I think we're going to have to return the hangar as well, because I think it will have loaded 3 pilots, and we're going to be 1 person short. Oh, I didn't even load. It didn't even load them. That's fine. Right, revert to the hangar. We're going to be doing a fair bit of crew transfer because there's so many of them. I might try and speed it up to some extent, but I hope we do have enough space in the station. If not, I think it counts as soon as we're docked, actually, so maybe we won't even do that. But we'll move them across. We should probably do that. We'll bring just Jeb along for now, because we don't currently have a way to bring them down, so I think that will be one to design at some point. We need a dedicated return craft from the station. You know, launchers, send people up, easy. Return, a little trickier. Right, everyone's on board, and we do indeed have a free space, so we did calculate the number of people right. What do you mean there's no man... Huh? Didn't complain about that a minute ago. Do we need another person on board? Valentina? Money? Oh, is it because it's not a cabin? It didn't warn us about it on the way on the first time we tried to launch it, but alright, we'll add a probe core. I guess so we have something to control it from. We'll need an antenna as well. We'll do our normal trick of having 2. So we need 1 on the outside while we're taking off. Alright. That should do it. Oh, that's even better. That means we don't have to send up our space program crew to it or bring them back. We have to bring them back later. This craft will fly itself. You might say, would the investors want to get that are paying us, you know, much money between the 32 of them to get to the space hotel, be okay with that? And I say, well, if they trust our space hotel at all, they should trust this. And if they ask me where's all the launch escape equipment, I say, relax, it's not a big deal. It's not going to go wrong. It's fine. Just trust it. Trust the process. Right. Where is California? It is there. What altitude is it at again? 360. That is higher than I had remembered. Whoops. That's fine. We'll be fine. Right. And we will also quick save before launch, just in case. Oh, yes. And MechDeb, you can have your auto warp back. As long as you promised not to break it this time. Crashes. Yes, for those who haven't seen some of the last episodes, we did a moon landing, and at one point, MechDeb did something I've not seen it do before, which was right near landing, on an automated landing on the moon. It suddenly decided to time warp, like a second or 2 before landing, cut it too close, and hit the ground too hard, and tipped over and broke a solar panel. And it was, you know, like we got back, but it was like, I've never seen it do that. That was really bad, honestly. It was just like, oh, that could have smashed it, or that could have like at the very least, it could have left us like even worse. It could have just like left us stranded there, kind of thing. Like, Actually, I suppose smashing it would be even worse, but, like, you get the point. It was just like, wow, I've never seen it screw up that badly. I don't remember ever deciding to just randomly auto-warp that close to the ground. But it wasn't even moving hugely slowly. It still had a little bit of momentum behind it. It was like, why? But it seems to have been trustworthy again since. I am wondering a little bit if we got a bit of a house thing going on here. I know one of the MechJeb, like, probe core does look suspiciously like Wheatley. So maybe we've got, like, stupid AI. I think Wheatley was designed to be an idiot deliberately, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I played Portal, but maybe Wheatley's flying our craft. Who knows? The eye is yellow, so I don't think it's Wheatley. I think Wheatley was blue, right? But either way, any minute now, we should hit the secondary stage. We should move to our upstage booster. Our engine, I should say. Yeah, the fuel might be a bit tighter than I realised because I forgot we're not at 100 kilometres like I would normally do for the for my space stations in Kerbal. Oh, it's wibbling a little bit. Turn the gimbal down a little bit. Sort of forces it to make smaller adjustments and it fine-tunes into where it's actually supposed to be. Turn it up a bit in case we're tilting down too fast, but I believe it's just because we're out of the thickest part of the atmosphere now. Once you get beyond about this point, you will still have some friction, but it's very minimum. I believe it gets more efficient to actually turn over into your burn more at that point. Because the thing is, while you can burn into your heights rate, to actually really go into orbit, you have to have enough speed in whichever direction you're orbiting. So height alone doesn't actually do much necessarily. It's quite easy to get quite high up, but to actually put yourself into orbit takes a bit more. Okay, that looked quite fearsome, but I think it's not actually broken anything. We still have connection. That seems to be working quite nicely. One lovely smooth burn for the tourists. Which may end in us finding out we don't have enough fuel, but hey, we'll see how it goes. I'm not seeing a closest encounter yet, but it might be soon. I actually do quite like the look of this thing. For quite a simple vehicle by all intents and purposes. That's interesting, I can't put the lights on. We are in control of the craft still though, that's weird. L? No? Okay. Oh. Do they not count as lights? Either way, permission is granted for the crew to turn the cabin lights on. I don't know why they weren't already, frankly. Maybe we need the extra power for something during launch. Nice viewing cabin for the lucky ones at the front. Yeah, I suppose we could spin this as a bit of a PR thing. We could be like, hey, look, we're installing a lovely new viewport module onto the station. It's definitely not a cost-saving measure to just directly integrate the crew bus into the station. We're going to be a bit of a distance apart, but circularization not going to use much fuel, so we should be good to do the maneuver in a minute. And it seems we do have enough SAS reaction wheel torque to do our orbital maneuvers as needed. Visual observation. Oh, right. Oh, not that we could use it. I suppose the science might be able to. Yeah, of course, it counts as a big window, like the other cupola. So might as well deploy that as well. Space Snoop. And make it more aerodynamic for all that. Of course, terrifyingly high drag vacuum. All right, secularizing. Yes, I should be doing some more recording this weekend. I've sort of gotten through my big stock of original recordings that I did during a couple of weeks while I was waiting for Sel Quinta to be approved. I believe the first video for that's up on the channel. You might like it if you perhaps heard me mentioning it in the previous videos, but not seen it yet. There was a video on the first sort of half an hour or so of it, roughly. Well, no, I don't think it's half an hour. Actually, what is it? It's the first dungeon at any rate. For you to check out. There will be more of that coming at some point. And I'm also going to record some Kerbal this weekend. I'm really enjoying this at the moment. Astrox is still showing no sign of its update. I haven't forgotten about it just yet. But until they do that story update that's supposed to be... I don't know quite when. I thought it was like the next thing, but I don't know how quick the developer is, because I haven't really kept a close eye on it. But once we see anything about the new story stuff, I'll definitely come back to Astrox. Rendezvous Autopilot. I believe this is going to... Yeah, this is going to actually have to do some maneuvers for this. How do we fare in the turns? Pretty good. Do those have gimbals? Was I right? Yeah, okay. So that's part of the... Apart from the high thrust, they're a little less efficient, but they also come with gimbaling engines, so that's kind of the difference between the Pug and the Terrier. I guess the Pug is sheer efficiency, and the Terrier is some of the bells and whistles. I suppose would be a good way to put it. Oh, we can turn the light on in there, can't we? That's got one as well. But yes, it seems the gyroscopes work. Got the RCS saved for when we actually get close to dock. Check we've got... Everybody's on board. We probably should have checked that before we launched, but oh well. Turn. Yes, this is the bit that's a bit more unrealistic about Kerbal. Well, the planet's a lot smaller anyway, so you do orbits way quicker. That's one of the things. But the reaction wheels, then they can do this sort of maneuver in real life, but they're nowhere near this powerful. They couldn't turn a rocket this way anything like as fast as they do in this game. They're more, I believe, for sort of fine-tuning the space station, the ISS. And for basically anything else in real life, use monopropellant. It's a little bit of a pain, but I don't believe they need to use a huge amount, because you could just sort of do one little, like, just like turn around over the next, like, 30 seconds if you're not in a hurry. Of course, once you're in space, you just sort of turn forever once you've started. Yeah, so what it does is it drops you to a lower orbit, and then because you're orbiting faster, you can get to a catch-up point quickly, and then it injects you back higher up to meet up with, well, in this case, our station, which is over there at the moment. I think we'd put it over there somewhere. We've got distant object enhancer, but I don't believe it's it. I think that's one of the planets. What would it be? It's over there. Perhaps not. Could be Eeloo. I could be looking the wrong way. It could be Eeloo over there, but of course, there's still a long-term goal. I don't always say this in the episodes, but yes, our long-term goal with this playthrough is still, it always has been, it is still to try and send a colony out to Eeloo at some point later on. And we're doing things like the Space Hotel to make the money to do it. Money-wise, we'll be in a pretty good state for a bit after this contract. 2 million is actually a pretty good amount to go on. Until we get to like the really high-end propulsion systems. So our next big thing should probably be science. So we might maybe send... We could try and send a probe out to maybe Dres. And then maybe some big missions to Joule. Maybe a relay at Dres that could transmit from Dres to further out. Okay, a deep space science probe and relay, perhaps. We'll maybe try that. I like the sound of that, actually. We'll maybe try that for the next one, if I remember. But we'll also check our contracts, because if we have contracts that will give us a decent reward, they can be worth doing, even if it's just bringing a little something else extra along with our mission. Whatever it may be. Right, so... We are currently, I believe, doing our injection burn to catch back up. Yeah, so you can see now our orbital course brings us back up again and meets up with the station. And currently is putting us about 700 meters away from it. Oh no, it's moved. Oh no, 0. It's found a seemingly perfect point to intercept it. Again, the nice thing about having a reasonably low thrust to weight is you get nice, neat maneuvers because it's moving. It's using delta V slowly when you get near the end, so it can like neatly pull to an exact stop. Space is finicky about precision, as a general rule. Fuel, we are a little low, but certainly not enough that we couldn't do anything with it. Of course, it isn't designed to re-enter, so I'm not sure what else we would do with this kind of hardware, but it probably will stay docked to the station once we get there. Oh boy. This is some kind of fine-tune burn, I guess. Oh no, it's secularizing us. Okay. was wondering what it was doing. It's interesting that it isn't circularizing us right near the station. It's going to, I guess, catch up a bit manually. That's interesting. Oh, matching velocities. It might actually be accelerating us to catch up with it then, maybe. Yes, the commentary is not perhaps the most thrilling with this one. This is, in some ways, quite a routine mission. Oh, auto warps off. Is insisting on staying off. Okay, interesting. Oh, because I think we're quite close. Yeah, we should, if anything, probably be able to see the station in a minute. I think 25 kilometers is physics distance. Where is it? It's behind... no, we're practically right on top of each other, apparently. Where are you? Oh, wow. Alright. That was closer than I thought. Okay. Right. Sorry, I went a bit joker laugh there as well. Right. Don't know what that was about. Control here. RCS. In. Give us a little kick towards it. Get rid of that. Don't need that. Right, where's our docking port? It's at the back. Set as target. Yeah, what's SAS set to? Radar minus, right, just kill rotation for the moment. Just want you to stay facing the direction you are until we're docked. Yes, this should put this central section on the side that will face the Earth and give us a nice view. In fact, I might even retract this for now so it's not in the way of people's view. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we don't need the snoot extended until we try to dock something else. Head in for monopropellant. Okay, this is not a tremendously high thruster weight. We should maybe have gone with those white thrusters that I believe are a bit beefier. This could be a bit of a slow dock. Oh no, maybe not. See, fellas, I told you we'd get you here, no problem. Let's see, there's so many worries about things like not having launch escape towers and where's the parachutes. And... oh, wow. I was joking about that, but they actually don't get parachutes by default. That's interesting. Kerbals get those. Yeah, Kerbals get jump packs and parachutes by default. Oh, that's really... I need to keep an eye on that, actually. That's really bad. That means the tourists actually can't get out and, like... they can't get out and fix things if things go wrong. They can't move around the station. If you let them out and they come off the railing and they float away, they're done. Ooh, okay. That's actually legitimately something to be a little bit careful about. Actually, genuinely, you know what? Might even be quicker than doing it like this. And I'm gonna let it finish now that we've boarded up here. It might actually be quicker to let the station come to this. Again, it's fine because we've got it, but because of that very low thruster weight, I think we're actually still drifting. I did hand gestures and I'm realizing that you can't see them. I think we are sort of drifting that way still. We're still sort of drifting closer towards it and down, maybe. So like that way. A little hard to tell, honestly. Yeah, you can see the axes where we're moving. God, doing this manually must be difficult. I think I've done one manual docking and I did rely on using SAS to keep the two craft pointing at each other, basically. Oh, the other thing we could do, we could do our routine check on the lab. Don't know whether it will have actually got anything, but... oh, does Mech Dev think we can react faster than we actually can? Oh boy. Oh, we are moving though. We are definitely getting closer. In fact, it might even be slowing us down preemptively. Minus 0.28 meters a second. I wonder what sort of speeds the actual NASA docking happens at. It's probably not a quarter of a meter a second, I'll tell you that much, because that's actually quite quick. You think about it, like, it's like, what, a little under a foot every second. Like, you bump together with that in space and you have very fragile equipment off and you might break something. It is being very slow though. Tell you what, quick save. Disable docking autopilot. We are going to do what I considered doing. Control from here. We have loads of RCS thrusters on the station because it's been built to dock with other bits of itself have been built to dock with other bits. Set as target. Force roll 0. And of course it's got loads of monopropellant on board. Gimbals off, we don't need any extra shaking. Yes, it might be heavier, but this thing is still actually quicker to respond than the than that. It might it's going to very slightly alter its orbit, but that's not significant enough that we have to worry about it. Oh, the other thing we should do though is go rotate, just to make sure it doesn't turn and screw up the station's attempt to dock. How much RCS have we actually got? 2,555, yep. Plenty. Yeah, I suppose this could serve as a good stop-off point if for some reason we needed to refill our RCS ports. We're nearly there. Oh yeah, this dock axis nearly there. I don't know whether having both of them set to auto dock would actually cause more problems, so I'll leave it on just one for now. I can hear it pulsing thrusters, so it's clearly adjusting itself. This really does look like we're building a space laser, I'm not going to lie. I mean, look at this thing. Maybe we should. Oh, that could have been the April Fool's Day special. Just install BD Armory for one episode and just laser something on the ground. Right. Oh yeah, we're approaching now. Axis is almost lined up perfectly. I believe that's the speed we're actually moving towards our target at the moment. Again, so apologies for this being a little slow. Hopefully you guys are okay with this. I've been keeping the editing relatively minimal on my videos in general. Because I'm like, well, partly because I'm trying to keep to a one-a-day schedule, even though I don't necessarily have that much time to record. If I edit, that takes a huge amount of time extra, basically. And at the moment, I don't know that it would add a huge amount. I think with Kerbal, it could sometimes help to see the whole process and be like, okay, here's how they actually did that. Even if it's, here's how to tell the autopilot to do it for you, but hey, still counts. Don't let anyone tell you that using MechGev's wrong. Perfectly valid way to play, it's what I've been doing. Alright, attaching the barrels for the super laser, I mean the new crew compartmented observation window, of course. Oh, it's tri-symmetry when we've got a quad-symmetry station. Okay. I guess I just have to not think about that too much. Yeah, it's not that bad. That one lines up, at least. Yeah, I suppose that could be something I could do at some point. I could send up some... Oh, yeah, there's the lab. How are we doing? Yeah, we've got some science on board. Transit that while you're at it. Another 100 science. That'll actually get us another piece of research. I think the lab's going to be nearly out of data, though. Oh, it is out of data. Yes, that's everything. So the lab is spent, effectively, at this point. Not that we couldn't improve it, though, mind you. We could effectively refill it with data if we set up some new experiments. Like a new proper experiments module setup. Does it actually have any science experiments on board? Oh, yeah, it's got these. That was right. Oh, there's a little bit of wobble happening. That's not ideal, but anyway. Docking in about 3, 2, 1. Hey, connection confirmed. Excellent. We have not completed the contract. Do we actually have to transfer them off then? Is that what we have to do? I guess we actually have to transfer them off, so... not through there. Transfer crew. Oh, that part's full. Okay. Transfer. Oh. Oh, okay. I guess now that it knows that two, it can like confirm that the two are definitely connected. I suppose. It's fine. We'll move them all across anyway. This can be empty space for now. Or by empty space we mean hotel facilities, of course. Bit of extra space for the crew and passengers. Which there are, as we're finding out quite rapidly, very many. At some point we're going to have to search the station for the right people to bring down, which is going to be fun. I think there are mods that actually help you with managing large crews. It's like Science Alert. It's a mod where I'm like, I don't need that. I'm never going to need this mod. And then I actually have started to play things like this series, and I'm like, no, I totally get why you would use this now. Right, those are, I believe, both empty. Ooh. Transfer crew. Ooh, transfer up to there. What do they do all day in this hotel? I don't think we're the ones that actually... I always assume these are kind of a bit of a semi-commercial thing, like we sort of get them up there and we sort of built it, but the actual like day-to-day running is like a different company. I don't really know. I don't think NASA does much in the way of a... Oh, I suppose they must do a little bit of entertainment, because they must have to keep the astronauts on the ISS occupied, obviously, because I'm assuming they don't work completely 24/7. I actually think, if I remember correctly as well with our math, I think this actually will fill the station. I think we actually will have to... Well, it would have filled the old station, I should say. It won't actually fill it anymore because we've got the this rather substantial new module to add to it. But so we basically just made another 32 worth of crew capacity. Oh, there's still space up there. Forget that's 2 modules on each of those. Try not to break our... At any rate, we have to try not to break our space money spinner. No crew on part. Oh, I thought we did. Oh, wait, are we done? But everybody? I didn't think that was everybody. I thought there was still one more module. Oh, there's this one, of course. Maybe we do have more crew space than I thought we had. Because we're not that near full, apparently. I thought we had a 50-man crew, and I thought we'd... Oh, it's a 50-man crew. We've sent 8 up here. Not... that would be a total of 40. Not 50. Oh, I forgot to reorient it, but oh well. Yeah, so I think we've actually got about... with the extra capacity, roughly 42 slots spare now for additional visitors. The station itself will get a bit large over time. Oh! Of course, that new section is unmanned. Yeah, so if we need to make space, or if it's getting laggy up there, we could just detach that bit as well and deorbit it. There we go, 1.2 million and 100 science from the lab. Or about 111. anything at that sort of range we actually want? I think the answer is going to be no. Hydroponics we would like, but we'll need a little bit more. Either way, I'm going to call that episode there. Like I say, a little bit of a shorter one. Actually, no, before we call it, we'll very quickly look at mission control. See what could be good. What have we got? We have got an Explored Duna one. Oh, yeah, that was another one we were going to do. We were going to do a landed probe on Duna. Maybe even a rover, perhaps. Yeah, alright. We'll take that. That'll be the one we'll do next time. That'll be a heck of a mission, but it shouldn't be impossible by any means. Okay, rover might be a little tricky because I've realised we don't have ground science. Do we have wheels at all? Ah, we don't. Okay. There may be some work to do here. No, wait, no, we do have wheels. We definitely have... I'm not crazy, right? We used wheels for the investor tour. We have something to build a little rover. Again, we could always do like a little stationary lander, but it could be cool to do a rover. You can, if you have a sampling arm, you can take surface samples that you can, from like rocks and things, I think. We have wheels, right? That is the desktop. That is the wrong button. Oh yeah, we do. We do. I don't know what I'm worrying about. Right. Anyway, hopefully you all enjoyed this. As I always say in these videos, or at least try to remember to say, I am a developer, as well as someone who plays games. So if you want to help out the channel, as well as all the normal like, comment, subscribe stuff, check out the links in the description. There's 2 of them. So 2 games I've made. Again, there's videos for both on the channel now. You might like them. Give them a look. I'll see you wonderful people next time. Goodbye.